going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with an MLB 21 The Show Diamond Dynasty video. In today's video, we're going to be going over everything that you need to know about the Diamond Dynasty marketplace. I've been playing Diamond Dynasty since, I believe, MLB The Show 14 was the first year it came out, or at least the first year that I played it. So I'm pretty familiar with how this works, and the marketplace has been the same for a while, for that many years. But I know this community is growing because this game is now available on Xbox. There's going to be a lot of new players coming into the game, so I'm going to show you everything you need to know, how to buy cards, how to sell cards. We'll give you a quick tip and tutorial on how to make stubs in this game as well, and we'll have more videos coming on this channel. Welcome to my second channel. If you guys are familiar with my Madden content and you're coming over from the main channel, well, thank you so much for stopping by to the second channel. If you're new to this one and you're looking for MLB The Show Diamond Dynasty videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on. I can't say that I'm going to be dropping daily videos on this channel, but I will certainly be doing, other than buying the game and getting the pre-order packs, this will be a no money spent squad. So anything that I can do to help you get better players, to make stubs in this game, to understand the game mode better, it'll be on this channel. So welcome to everybody, and again, thank you for checking out the video. Let's get into the content. Now, I'm going to put out a disclaimer here, right? My camera position is set up for Madden videos. That's what I do. That's my bread and butter. So I hope that my camera doesn't get in the way of things I'm trying to show you. But eventually, I think we'll find a little bit of a better layout for Diamond Dynasty versus Madden. But in this video, we're talking about the marketplace, so let's get into it because there's a lot to learn, especially if you're new here. So we're in the main Diamond Dynasty screen right here, and it definitely looks different compared to last year. I like it. I think it looks much cooler, cleaner. It's nice. I like the black background, easy to see, easy on the eyes. You're going to hit your R1 button, and Xbox users, welcome to Diamond Dynasty, by the way. This is your first year getting it on an Xbox console. So it's R1 on PlayStation or right bumper on Xbox. I always forget what that's called, but I'm pretty sure it's right bumper. So we're on the home section. We're going to hit R1. It's going to take us to the play section, and then we're going to go one more time to the collect section. So there's going to be some ways we can get to the market from here, but we're going to start out by going one more over to the shop section. And you guessed it, marketplace, right there, bottom left. And we're simply just going to go to the marketplace. Now, the Show marketplace is much different compared to Madden, and I've never played NBA 2K, but I'm pretty sure it's different, where you can kind of set the price that you want for a card. It's not guaranteed that you're going to get it, but if you want a certain card for a certain price, you can set that price, walk away from your console, and if somebody wants to sell it to you at that price, they're going to do it. It's a little different from Madden for sure. We're going to focus on MLB players, but this is essentially where you can go and buy your equipment, your sponsorships, stadiums, all, anything that you can purchase in this game with stubs this is where you can find it, right? So we're going to go to MLB players, and the cooler thing about their marketplace here is that this shows you every single card in the game. So there's never really a situation like with Mutt. If you try to find a certain card and there's just none on there, you can't find it, right? With this, if a card's out there, regardless if anybody has it, if anybody's selling it, buying it, it's always going to be found here. When new cards get added into the game, if we get a 97 overall that's added into the game, you're going to see it on this screen because this shows you everything. Now, from this screen, you can cycle through the items that you're looking for. So remember, I showed you here we had MLB players, equipment and perks, sponsorships, so forth. If you go back to this screen, you can hit R1 on PlayStation or right bumper on Xbox, and it'll take you back to equipment and then over to sponsorship, so you can still cycle through these items. We'll go back, we'll select MLB players again. Of course, we could have hit L1 to go back as well. And then if you want to jump from page to page, so we're on the main page here, it lists so many items. We can then hit R2 or right trigger on Xbox, and it'll take us to the next page. You may have noticed something popping up on the screen, so anytime you sell or buy a card, which we're going to show you how to do in a moment, it gives you a notification saying that it bought or it sold. So that's pretty cool as well. But back to flipping through the cards here. Again, R2 is going to take us from page to page. And you'll probably notice that the overalls are getting lower as we continue on. Now, when more cards come out, you're going to have to page through more cards to get to those additional overalls. But it gives you a way to sort through each page listed or sorted by their overall. Now, there's some additional ways to filter out cards, and you can hit square on PlayStation or X on Xbox, and it's going to pull up a filter option. Now, you can search by the name, so if there's a certain player you're looking for, just type in their name, that's going to pull it up. Or you can go down to filter, and it gives you some additional options. So you can basically sort by price, overall position, the team that they're on, if they're a live series or like a flashback or legend type of card. So there's a lot of additional filters there that you can use to find, and we'll show you other ways to filter by like certain teams or collections. We'll explain that in a moment. So now let's talk about buying and selling cards. So I'm going to do kind of two examples. First, I'm going to do a card that we absolutely can't afford, just to show you how it works. So we got basically 4,000 stubs. We're going to go to Mookie Betts, and we're going to select him with X or A on Xbox. And the next option we're going to check out here is buy or sell option. So we'll hit X again. And now we have this screen. So basically what this is saying is that this column on the left is what people are selling this card for. So the cheapest one available right now is 109, basically 110K. And if I wanted this card and if I had the currency to buy it, I would simply press X and then say buy now at 109,999. You get it, right? So I'm going to try to do that, and it's going to tell me I'm broke, right? Insufficient funds. You can't afford this. Get out of here. Now, if I wanted this card, but I didn't want to pay 109,999 for it, say I was, I want to pay 100K for it, I would go to buy, and then I instead would go down to create buy order. Now it allows me to set my price. So I'm going to say, I don't want to pay 109 for this. I'll pay 100K. Now, again, keep in mind, I don't have enough stubs to do this. I'm just showing you an example. We will go over a card that I can actually afford so you can see how it works. And we're going to hit R2 to do done or right bumper on Xbox. And it's basically saying we want to buy it for 100K. We'll go down to finalize order. And once again, it's going to tell me you're too broke for this. Stop trying to buy cards you can't afford. Okay. Now, if I had this card, instead of wanting to buy, we would go to sell. And if I wanted to sell this card for 100K, we have a buyer out there right now that is willing to buy this card for 100K, much like I was in that fake example. So if we actually had this card, and you got to be very careful here because you can end up selling cards to people accidentally for much lower than you might be able to sell it for. But if I had this card and I was okay with selling it at 100K, I could literally sell it right now. Now again, it's going to tell me that I can't do that because I don't have the card. Okay, now if I had this card, but I said I can get a little more than 100K for it, instead we would go down to create sell order. We would set our price, and we know that there's one listed for 109,999, and we know somebody's willing to pay 100K, so you would probably be looking for, a number in the middle. So we would say like 105,000. We type that in, hit R2, go down to finalize order, and of course it's going to say insufficient quantity because we don't have it. So that's how you buy and sell cards, and that may have been a little confusing because we did it with a card that we don't own. So now I'm actually going to go to a card that I own or a card that I can afford and show you the same example. So we used our filter, we pulled up the Cardinals, and we're going to buy a very low end card. So we'll use Adam Wainwright as an example. Same thing we did with the Mookie Betts. We're going to go ahead and select him. We're going to go to buy and sell options. And I could pay 146 stubs for this card right now by simply clicking buy and then saying buy now at 146. We don't want to do that. I think I can get this card for much cheaper. So I'm going to go down to create buy order, and I'm seeing that people on that right side are willing to pay about 26 stubs for it. So I'm going to want to go a little over that amount in hopes that it gets sold to me. You don't have to go over that amount. If you want to stick to your guns and say, I only want to play 20 stubs for this card, you put in 20 stubs, you go to finalize order, and it's going to show on that right column now. Okay, any second now. Servers are a little slow. My bad. I forgot about quick sell value. So bronze cards quick sell for 25 stubs, so you can't buy it for under 20 because of that quick sell. So we'll have to do a different example here, and we'll say we want to buy it for 28 stubs. Finalize order. You're now going to see that 28 that I posted is on that right hand column. Now, while I was doing that, somebody else put it up and said, I'm willing to pay 35 stubs for this card. So they kind of, outbid me. But that doesn't take away mine. And if somebody sells this card to somebody for the 35, mine then becomes the next available. And like I said, you can set your prices and walk away. Somebody will eventually sell it to you. And if they don't, then you just got to go back to the drawing board and set a more reasonable price. Now, from this screen, you can also sell, and we're going to use Jake Woodford as an example. Now, I know at the top of my head that I have this card, but if you're ever wondering, do you have this card? It kind of tells you on the screen. So if you look here under the sell column, it says sellable 2, meaning I have 2 of these cards and I can sell them both. Now, if I want to sell this card right now, I can sell it for 20 stubs. That's the highest amount that somebody is asking. In that sell section, the column to the right, 20 stubs is the highest, okay? but I think I can get more than 20 stubs because I see on the left side of the column, people are paying about 74 stubs for it. So I'm going to go somewhere in between, but probably closer to that 70 range, right? So I'll go to create sell order and I'll just put in 69 stubs. We'll go to finalize order and you're now going to see my option show on the left screen for that 69 sub sale. You know what? We have 2 of them. Let's go and do another one here. We'll go to 69 and put 2. And now you're going to see 2 69s there, quantity 2. And if somebody wants to buy this card, that's the top choice. That's the cheapest choice. Now, you don't always have to put the cheapest choice, but if you want your card to sell, that's probably going to be a tactic you're going to use. But if you think you can get, 80 stubs for it, list it at 80, walk away from your console. Maybe it'll sell, maybe it won't. The community really dictates how the market goes. And, I like this format. I don't know if it will work for MUT, but I like it for MLB The Show. And there's some other things that you may notice or think, and my brain works this way as well. You see, people will probably be willing to sell this car for 7 stubs, but you can sell it for 69. There's very little profit margins there. Like, the amounts aren't large, but they happen frequently, and it's a great way to make stubs. It's probably something that I will put a video out on eventually. So again, like I said in the intro, if you guys want to learn how to make stubs, learn this game mode in general, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Now, one other tip, while you're in this marketplace, anytime you select any player, you can see all of your active orders right here. So these are all the cards I'm trying to buy and sell. They're all listed there. And then you can also go to completed orders, and these are the cards that I've bought or sold. So we have quite a few of them. You can get to this screen other ways as well, but this is all done directly through the marketplace. Now I'm going to back up and I'm going to hit L1. Remember I talked about the collect section earlier in the video. So you can kind of achieve the same things out of the marketplace. You go to my inventory, you go to MLB players. Again, you can do sponsorships, equipment, whatever you want to do, but we're going to focus on MLB players. And now we're taking a look at all of the cards that we have. And this one is sorted by team. It even tells you, I have 2 of 40 Orioles on the team. Because I have a bunch of Cardinals, we'll tab over to the Cardinals. And when you get to whatever team you're trying to get to, the cards that are dimmed out are cards you don't have, and the cards that you see bright are cards you do have. And then notice, like for this Edmundo Sosa and Johan Oviedo, picked very hard names to pick. Take a look. You see that it's ×3. We got ×2 over here. So we have multiples of this card. So if we wanted to sell, because we have so many of these, this card, we would go right to the item, hit X or A on A on Xbox, and we would go to either quick sell options, which I probably wouldn't recommend doing, or view in market. And this is basically going to take us back to the screen that we were at before, where now we can select this player and we got our buy or sell options. We can go buy more or we can sell them. I see people are paying about 132 coins or stubs for him. So I'm going to go to sell. I'm going to go create sell order, and I'll go as low as 125. We'll go to finalize order. We're going to see our 125 show on the left of your screen. It's now the cheapest option. And we got all through here through our inventory screen. This is us showing us cards that we have. Now, if it's a card you don't have, that's not a big deal either. I can go to Tyler O'Neill and I can select him, and it's still going to give me the option to view and market. Now it's taking me to the market for this card and say I want this Tyler O'Neill. Again, I can buy this card right now at 417 stubs. Or I can put in a buy order, go down to create buy order, and I'm going to look for something that's, lower than 417 but higher than 324. And we're just going to say, I'm willing to pay 333 for it. Put in finalize order. It's now posted. You see it on the right-hand section. If somebody wants to sell it to me for that amount, they will, and once they do, or if they do, I will get that card. So you can basically buy or sell from your inventory section, and this is going to be a better way to find the cards that you do and don't have, rather than relying on that, that sellable section that we showed. Now you can also do this through collections. We're still in the collect tab on the main screen. You go to collections. You can do this for legends and flashbacks. It doesn't have to be just the live series cards. But once you get here, you're not going to hit X or A on Xbox. You're going to actually hit square. It's going to pop up the view and marketplace menu. And again, it's going to bring you to the market. If this is a card you cannot buy or sell, it's going to tell you this, listing not found. If it is a card that's in one of these sets that's a non-live series, and you hit square and go to view marketplace, it will then bring you to a similar screen that we've seen many times. So you can basically get to the market through the marketplace, you can get through it through your inventory, and you can also get to it through the collections. The only difference with collections, again, we'll just go down to the Rockies here. Instead of hitting X does nothing. You want to hit square or X on Xbox. It gives you the view and marketplace option, and you get here as well. And I think that pretty much covers buying and selling. One other thing that I forgot to show you is you can go back to the shop, go back to the marketplace, and my orders is right here, and you can view your completed and active orders. And then once you're in the main menu anywhere here, and forgive me, I don't know what button this would be on Xbox, but if you hit, the big D-pad looking button, it's going to bring up this kind of random, screen to get you a bunch of different places. If you tab over twice with R1, it brings you to my collection, and then you got my inventory, community market, and whatnot. So you can get to these things so many different ways. There's so many ways to buy and sell cards. If you guys got any questions, feel free to leave it down below in the comment section. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.